Elon Musk's amusingly titled Boring Company is drawing up plans for high-speed tunnels, and in the video linked above I talk more about them. But is anyone actually going to use them? Well, here's a few reasons why his vision for the future might just be a tunnel to nowhere. Pedestrians can ride these tunnels in special electric skates, but if you want to ride in your car, it needs to be electric, have autonomous driving, and have specially fitted retractable wheels. I'm guessing that's a very small market, even a few years from now. And how much will those retractable wheels cost to fit? I'm going to have to ride the tunnel a lot to make it cheaper than paying to use the toll lanes every day. The Boring Company wants to slash the price of digging. As large tunnels cost more than small tunnels, they've decided on an interior diameter of just 12 feet. Compare that to 28 feet for a one-way car tunnel. There's quite a few people who aren't happy with confined spaces. Take CBS journalist Gayle King's reaction when she went just 30 miles an hour through the tunnel.
How fast is this?
This is still slow. We're only doing 28, 30 miles an hour.
Oh my God, oh my
We'll
God,
speed
oh
up
my God.
after we get around the corner.
At first glance, the tunnel is a bit daunting. It's only 12 feet in diameter, so it's much more claustrophobic than most transportation tunnels.
Now 12 foot seems cavernous compared to the less than 9 foot diameter of subway tunnels like the London Underground, but in these you aren't facing forwards looking at the tunnel rushing towards you. In a car or an electric skate, that's just what's going to happen, and for some people that's going to be scary. Subway trains don't generally go over 50 miles an hour, but Elon's electric skates and your car could travel at speeds up to 150 miles an hour. The smaller the tunnel, the faster these speeds seem, so 150 miles an hour will feel like it's much, much faster. Maybe people will get used to this, but I can imagine the first time I'm rocketed through a tiny tunnel at high speed, it's going to freak me out. Imagine I'm on a 35-mile Baltimore to Washington DC tunnel. I'm going to be in there for 15 minutes scared out of my wits. Will some people try to stop their car and get out? Cars in the tunnels will have to use autonomous driving and will use radar to ensure they don't hit cars in front of them. But what if your car goes around a bend, then slows or has to stop? Will my car's radar detect the car around the corner and then be able to stop in time? Maybe the Boring Company will ensure it works well with Teslas, but the Boring Company's tunnels will be open to any electric autonomous vehicle, and other manufacturers' software may not be as fault tolerant as Tesla's. If my car stops or there's an emergency and I must evacuate, I may have to walk up to a mile to get to a ventilation shaft which will allow me to exit the tunnel. What if a car is coming down the tunnel at 150 miles an hour while I'm walking to safety? At that speed, can it look far enough up the tunnel to spot a small adult or a child? Elon's tunnels are clearly an interesting idea, and of course there's things that they can do to negate some of the concerns, but there are some serious questions on how people will cope going at high speeds in a confined tunnel, and how much people will pay for the privilege of arriving at their destination a little quicker. The Boring Company is a technology company, and they're focused on solving technical problems first. What I think they're missing here is the human element. If you like these videos and want to see more, then feel free to subscribe. Thanks for watching and see you in the next video.